The story of Rome's beginnings is shrouded in myth and legend. It is a tale of twin brothers, Romulus and Remus, abandoned as infants and left to die on the banks of the Tiber River. Rescued by a she-wolf, they were raised by a shepherd until they grew old enough to seek their own destiny. The twins decided to build a city on the very spot where they had been saved. However, a bitter rivalry erupted between them, ultimately leading to a fateful confrontation. Romulus killed Remus, claiming sole rulership over the newly founded city. Romulus named the city Rome in his honor. He established himself as its first king, laying the foundation for what would become one of the most powerful empires in history. This legendary founding, though likely embellished over time, speaks to the Roman values of strength, ambition, and a touch of ruthlessness. According to Roman tradition, Romulus was the first of 7 kings who ruled Rome in its early years. His leadership laid the foundational stones of what would become one of the greatest civilizations in history. Each king, it is said, contributed to the city's development in unique ways, shaping its destiny through their distinct visions and actions. Numa Pompilius, the second king, established many of Rome's religious institutions and traditions. His reign was marked by peace and piety, and he is credited with creating the religious calendar and founding numerous priestly offices. Tullus Hostilius, known for his military prowess, expanded Rome's territory through conquest. Unlike his predecessor, he focused on strengthening Rome's military might and led the city through numerous victorious battles. Ancus Marcius, the fourth king, established the port of Ostia, securing Rome's access to the sea. This strategic move not only boosted trade but also fortified Rome's naval capabilities. The reign of Tarquinius Priscus, the fifth king, saw the construction of Rome's first major sewer system, the Cloaca Maxima, a feat of engineering that still stands today. His contributions to infrastructure were pivotal in transforming Rome into a thriving urban center. Servius Tullius, the sixth king, is credited with establishing Rome's first census, a system for counting and classifying citizens that would have a lasting impact on Roman society. This census helped organize the population and laid the groundwork for Rome's complex social structure. The seventh and final king of Rome, Tarquinius Superbus, was a tyrant whose reign ended in rebellion. His oppressive rule led to widespread discontent and ultimately his overthrow. His expulsion marked the end of the Roman monarchy and paved the way for the establishment of the Roman Republic. This transition was a turning point in Roman history, setting the stage for the Republic's rise and the eventual expansion of the Roman Empire. The overthrow of the Tarquin dynasty in 509 BC was a watershed moment in Roman history. The Romans, weary of tyrannical rule, replaced their monarchy with a new form of government, the Republic. This system, designed to prevent the concentration of power in the hands of one individual, vested authority in a complex system of elected officials and assemblies. At the heart of the Roman Republic was the Senate, a body composed of elder statesmen who advised the magistrates and shaped Roman policy. The Senate, with its emphasis on tradition, experience, and consensus building, became a symbol of Roman stability and continuity. However, the Roman Republic was not a democracy. Power was not distributed equally among all citizens. Instead, it was structured to favor the wealthy and powerful, the patricians, who held a disproportionate influence on Roman politics. As Rome grew in power and influence, it interacted with other cultures, absorbing and adapting elements from each. Two civilizations in particular left an indelible mark on early Rome: the Etruscans and the Greeks. The Etruscans, a powerful and wealthy people who inhabited central Italy before the rise of Rome, exerted a profound influence on Roman culture. From the Etruscans, the Romans adopted elements of their dress, such as the toga, and their religious practices, including divination. The Greeks, with their sophisticated culture and advanced knowledge, also left their mark on Rome. Greek influence can be seen in Roman art, literature, and philosophy. The Romans adopted Greek gods and myths, adapting them to fit their own beliefs. Section 5. The Rise of the Republic, Conquering Italy. The early centuries of the Roman Republic were marked by a series of wars and conquests that gradually extended Roman power throughout the Italian peninsula. Through a combination of military might, strategic alliances, and shrewd diplomacy, the Romans asserted their dominance over their neighbors, transforming themselves from a small city-state into the masters of Italy. One of the key factors in Rome's success was its military system. The Roman army, renowned for its discipline, organization, and tenacity, was a formidable fighting force. Roman soldiers, typically citizen farmers, were expected to serve for years, developing a strong sense of camaraderie. Another factor in Rome's rise was its policy towards conquered peoples. Unlike many empires that sought to impose their culture, the Romans often offered generous terms to those who surrendered, allowing them to maintain a degree of autonomy. This pragmatic approach fostered loyalty and reduced the likelihood of rebellion. Section 6, the Punic Wars, Rome against Carthage. As Rome's power grew, it inevitably came into conflict with other rising empires. The stage was set for a series of epic confrontations that would shape the future of the ancient world. The most significant of these conflicts were the Punic Wars, a series of 3 wars fought against Carthage, a powerful empire based in North Africa. These wars were not just battles for territory, but struggles for supremacy in the Mediterranean. The Punic Wars were a defining moment in Roman history, testing the limits of Roman resilience and military might. They showcased the strategic brilliance and relentless determination of both empires. The First Punic War, from 264 to 241 BC, saw Rome, a land power, build a navy to challenge Carthage's dominance at sea. This was a monumental task, as Rome had little experience in naval warfare. The Second Punic War, from 218 to 201 BC, witnessed the invasion of Italy by the Carthaginian general Hannibal, who inflicted a series of crushing defeats on the Roman army. His daring crossing of the Alps with war elephants remains one of the most legendary military maneuvers in history. However, Rome, demonstrating its characteristic tenacity, eventually prevailed, driving Hannibal out of Italy and ultimately crushing Carthage. The resilience and strategic adaptability of the Roman forces were key to their eventual success. The Third Punic War, from 149 to 146 BC, resulted in the complete destruction of Carthage, securing Roman dominance in the western Mediterranean. This final war marked the end of Carthage as a major power and solidified Rome's position as the preeminent force in the region. Section 7. A republic in crisis from expansion to internal strife. The Punic Wars, while securing Rome's position as a major power, also had profound consequences for Roman society. The influx of wealth and slaves from conquered territories widened the gap between rich and poor, leading to social unrest and political instability. The late Republic was a period of crisis and upheaval. Internal divisions grew, culminating in a series of civil wars that tore the Republic apart. Ambitious generals, leveraging their military successes, challenged the authority of the Senate, undermining the very foundations of the Republic. The Gracchi brothers, Tiberius and Gaius, emerged as champions of the poor, proposing land reforms to address the growing economic inequality. However, their efforts were met with fierce resistance from the wealthy elite, and both brothers were assassinated, highlighting the growing violence of Roman politics. Section 8, the dawn of empire from republic to the rule of Caesar. This period marks one of the most transformative eras in Roman history, where the seeds of an empire were sown. The collapse of the Roman Republic culminated in the rise of Julius Caesar, a brilliant general and shrewd politician. His ambition and strategic mind reshaped the political landscape of Rome. Caesar's conquests in Gaul, which is modern-day France, further expanded Roman territory and enhanced his prestige. His military campaigns were not just about land but also about solidifying his power and influence. Exploiting the political chaos in Rome, Caesar seized power, becoming dictator for life in 44 BC. His crossing of the Rubicon River was a bold declaration of his intentions, leading to a pivotal moment in Roman history. Caesar's reign marked the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. His reforms and centralization of power laid the groundwork for the imperial system that would follow. Although he was assassinated by a group of senators who feared his growing power, his adopted son, Octavian, later known as Augustus, would consolidate power and establish himself as the first Roman emperor. This transition was not immediate but involved a series of civil wars and political maneuvers. Augustus's reign ushered in a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity known as the Pax Romana. This era of stability allowed for significant advancements in architecture, culture, and governance. The Roman Empire, under Augustus and his successors, reached the zenith of its power, stretching from the British Isles in the north to North Africa in the south, and from Spain in the west to Syria in the east. This vast expanse was a testament to the enduring legacy of Caesar's initial ambitions and Augustus's effective rule. Section 9. Rome's enduring legacy, a foundation for Western civilization. The Roman Empire, even centuries after its fall, continues to exert a profound influence on Western civilization. Roman law, with its emphasis on justice, equity, and the rule of law, forms the basis of legal systems in many countries today. Roman architecture, with its grandeur and innovative use of materials like concrete, continues to inspire awe and admiration. Roman engineering feats such as aqueducts, roads, and bridges are a testament to their ingenuity. Latin, the language of ancient Rome, has evolved into the Romance languages spoken by millions today. And the Roman Republic, with its emphasis on civic duty, representative government, and the balance of power, continues to serve as a model for democracies around the world.